time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode of the Up North Journal podcast is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Deer Camp Coffee,
Buck Baits,
JPO Game Calls,
The Island Armory,
Packer Mac,
Sunrise Archery,
and C3 Better the Hunt Technology.
Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal podcast, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the cabin by myself tonight, but Dan DeFault is here in spirit, as you can see in the full frame next to me, in his cabin all the way up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Danny, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic because I'm really excited that this is working so far. I am live from the cabin just southeast of Amasa in the UP of Michigan. That's where my cabin's at. And I tell you what, this is the first time ever that we're pulling this off. And I tell you what, I'm pretty excited.
It's pretty cool, I have to admit. We did a little bit of testing yesterday, slightly. So if anything goes wrong with this, we'll have to call it a show. But we're counting on everything to be working, and we will see what happens here. Danny, there is a message to you from the lovely Miss Tammy Delk. Says, say hi to her sister for her.
Hi from Tammy, Denise. Hi, Miss Tammy.
There you go.
Actually, you can come on over here and say it right to her.
There you go.
So anyways, yeah, we're excited. I want to give a shout out so far right out to Elon Musk because a friend of mine from work and myself, he started it, got me onto it, but we're using the Starlink system, using the satellite internet.
I'm looking at the picture you sent me, the screenshot. It looks like your test speed is pretty good.
I tell you what, it's been bumping around. That was a little while ago. I just wanted to see where we're at, and man, it's rocking. And it said it would take about 12 hours to get familiar with its surroundings, the satellites that are going by, and doing what it needed to do. I did it as we talked yesterday. I had to do an update. I got that out of the way. But so far, it's doing fantastic of a job. So thank you, Elon. And I tell you what, I've seen on Facebook some groups that good, bad, and different, but so far, so good for the Michigan.
Okay, so this system, this Starlink system, this is actually what they talked about on the news when people from Ukraine were thanking him for using this system or making this available. They're using this to get internet over in Ukraine while that war is going on, right?
Absolutely. He's letting them use the satellites, low frequency satellites, and I tell you what, it was quick. It was pretty easy, actually. I tested it at home real quick, got it up and running. It took me like 10 minutes after I plugged everything in, and then I brought it up here, and I did the same thing and just let it sit. And as soon as it was about 10 minutes, and hello, Internet.
Very cool. Well, for being, going 20,000 miles up in the air to the satellite and then back down, you look pretty good. You almost look as good as you sitting here.
Right? I think I'm better looking from the satellite.
You definitely are. You definitely are.
You know what we should do, though? We should thank our sponsors for giving us the show and working this out and doing what we do best.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw the first one up. You giddy up, and I'll follow you along with it.
All right, folks. That's right. You got to get out, and you got to help our sponsors out. I'm up here in the UP of Michigan, but you can still go over to buckbaits.com, get 20% off your order by using UNJ20 at buckbaits.com. Go over to the website. They are constantly adding stuff, fishing stuff, hunting stuff. We're in July. I just did some food plotting today, so think about it. Get it out there and check it out. I tell you what, I use the Easy Cuts as well. And if you want 15% off your Easy Cuts, use the promo code UNJ15 off, and you'll get 15% off your order at easycutproducts.com. You can't go wrong the Easy Cut way. I tell you what, the Packer Max. My Packer Max, the UNJ Packer Max is down in Indiana. But if you want $25 off your order, get over to packermax.com, use the promo code UNJ25, and you will get $25 off your Packer Max order. Give Lincoln a call today. They're running a July 4th sale, I do believe. But if you want 10% off your order, get over to islandarmory.com, folks. I tell you what, check out their website again. They're always adding new stuff. And I tell you, there's nothing better than a little pew-pew that goes on. So if you use the promo code UNJ10 at theislandarmory.com and enjoy it. I tell you what, again, JPO Game Calls, jpogamecalls.com, promo code UNJ10 for 10% off your order. And I tell you what, it's only July. But we got goose season coming up in September. Coyotes is going on, and we've got deer hunting. So get over there, check out the call, and go from there. Now, I tell you what, I had some this morning. There was deer camp coffee at Dan's camp up here, and if you use promo code UNJ10 over at deercampcoffee.com, you get 10% off your order. And I tell you what, make sure you pick up a bag of UNJ coffee. And Mike, you having some coffee today or what?
I am right now. Actually, I'm taking the lid off my cup so it cools down. It's so hot right now. But yeah, I made the UNJ medium roast blend here tonight. And I must say, Dan, I am also doing up a fresh batch of Deer Camp's cherry flavored in cold brew as we speak.
Oh, nice. It's that time of year. I think the cold brew's definitely got its advantages being here in July. Not going to lie, it's not overly hot up here. I think it got to just about 78 degrees today, and it's been actually beautiful. Not complaining at all.
Yeah, I like temps like that. It was, I think it was about 80 here. It's not bad. It's real nice. Nice evening here. But, yeah, I've got my full mug of Deer Camp coffee right here. So, and we also want to give a big shout out to FM 123 up in Newberry, Michigan, that carries the show for us. And in Newberry is Cedars, restaurant up there. It makes a great pizza. Stop in there. You can buy your Deer Camp coffee there at Cedars as well. So where do you want to start tonight, Dan?
I tell you what, how about we start Sunday? We left down around Fenton. We left and we headed north. We started our holiday week on the road, Denise and I and Amaya, and we started off. We went to Hillman, Michigan, folks. That's right. We stopped off there and saw her brother. But more importantly, for the first time that I remember, unless I went there as a wee one, I don't remember.
A wee one?
I went to Akiak Falls.
What did you think about Akiak? We were there about 3 weeks ago. And
I tell you what, I was thinking, when you tell me it's the biggest falls in Lower Michigan, that I was like, okay. So I'm thinking Tequamanon, Upper Tequamanon, up north. And I'm like, all right, okay. Well, lo and behold, I went there, and I was pleasantly shocked that it was a lot smaller than I thought. It was more like a little falls, but it is the biggest falls in Lower Michigan, and you could actually jump off of them. What I saw some kids having some fun jumping off there and having a good old time, and it was pretty decently warm.
So you guys got to get on the water and play a little bit there, it looks like?
We did. We took the dog over there, and there's a couple dogs over there. Everybody had their dogs there, and we had some good times, and people camping and barbecuing and had their picnic baskets out. And people literally were just sitting in the falls letting it massage their shoulder.
Okay. I don't know if I need to know that or not, but that's okay.
I literally watched the guy just sit there, have his beverage, and watch the falls go over him, and he looked like he was enjoying himself. Other people had their chairs in the water at the bottom of the falls, and they were just sitting around having a good old time. So a great place to visit. I was pleasantly surprised, and I wouldn't mind going back again.
Okay.
So what did you do when you were there? You were kayaking, right?
We went up. Yeah, we went up. We were camping. I'm trying to remember. We were up at Heff State Park, and we were camping up there. And we happened to take a drive one morning over that way, and we'd heard a lot about those falls. So we stopped, took a look. And unlike you, like what we're looking at right now, man, the place is packed there. I mean, like you said there was a lot of people there. Obviously, it was the weekend of the 4th when you were there. But we were very, very fortunate that when we were there, there's nobody there. I mean, nobody. We had the falls all to ourselves. We got some great photos, spent a lot of time there, and it was good. Go ahead. Oh, Danny's locked up. We may be done, huh?
Okay.
There you are. You're back.
I'm back?
Yep, you're back. You locked up there. So start your thought over again.
All right. So Denise was explaining to me as we were driving over there from Hillman that if we see cars in the along the street before you turn into the park, then it's going to be really busy.
Yep.
And she says, but just take a drive through in case there's an open spot. And actually, it must have been a little bit busier beforehand, because when we got there were some open spots, but there was still a lot of people there that, it's one of those things. You just, it's awesome. It was nice to hear that one person walking by us was asking the question, where's Grandma?
They left her in the falls.
Oh, no. They left her in the parking lot. And all of a sudden, this lady so a lady walking by us yells, where's Grandma? And a lady from behind us comes running past us up back into the parking lot, getting Grandma.
Yeah. Nancy just said that she saw those photos and it was too people-y for her. Yeah, like I said, when we were there was nobody. It was great.
Well, like you said, it was July 4th, right? It was decent weather. It wasn't that bad. And because people, once you get to the falls, they spread out.
Yeah.
There was people above the falls, below the falls, people in the picnic area. So it really wasn't that people-y. Sure, you want to, but I dare Nancy to jump off the falls.
She probably is adventurous enough. She might do that. She might take a kayak over, tell you the truth. We got a lot of people piling in here tonight asking questions here. So Mr. Genzel says, every time that you say, I tell you what, they're going to take a shot. That's a challenge.
I tell you what. You know what? I'm up for a challenge.
Oh, Mr. Genzel, take a shot. That's funny. They want to know, how are the ticks? Did you get ticks on you?
Okay. I tell you what. The ticks are...
Another shot.
I'll tell you what.
There's another one.
The ticks are not too bad. We did have a couple today. Did we have any ticks down in Hillman? I don't think so.
The kids found 10.
Oh, okay. So they found some on their tents around where we were in Hillman, but so far up north, and I was in the woods deep today. So far we had 2. So
that's not bad.
I tell you what, it's not too bad.
There's another one.
You don't ever do that to me, Mr. Gensley. You know better.
Everybody,
I'll tell you what, you're going to
lose. Everybody's going to be drunk before we get out of the first segment. Speaking of, let's take our first break so they can sober up a little bit.
I tell you what, let's do that.
All right, we're going to step outside, take our first break. We'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has reinvented the way you buy bows.
From now on, you can make the most educated decision possible
by basing your bow choice specifically on your shooting needs and goals.
All you need to do is ask yourself, what kind of shooter am I? What do I want to achieve?
PSE will help find the right category for you.
So, what kind of shooter are you?
Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back, second segment of the show. And after that
Tell
first,
you what, folks,
I hope everybody's sobered up because I'm afraid it's going to continue.
If you don't watch us, if you're listening to us on the podcast and you haven't watched us on Facebook Live, you got to watch us on YouTube, because what happens between segments, that Mike's saving off segments, the show just goes on.
Are you? Yeah, it's like the never-ending song, a song that never ends.
Exactly. So I tell you what, it's a blast now.
All right, enough already.
All right.
We're not going to have any viewers left or listeners. They're all going to be soused here. So I've lost total control and track of what we were doing and talking about. So
we were at Akinaka Falls, and I was starting to head north.
Okay.
So we spent a couple days there. And you were there a few weeks back.
Yep.
And sure enough, we left there. So Monday night, there was supposed to be some fireworks at Alpena. They did go off. We didn't go over there because it was starting to rain. And
that was on the 4th, the actual 4th?
The actual 4th. And it actually rained literally from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah, we need rain down here bad. I mean, fields are burning up down here. The yards are burning up. But, I worry about the farmers and the crops that they've got, and food plots are burning up. They're not going to be as robust as what they should be, when it comes time for these the deer and the fawns and everything to start grazing. So, we send some rain this way, man. We need it.
Well, I drove by the potato fields. When we were coming into Crystal Falls, on the right and left-hand side, there's a potato farm.
Right.
They're actually looking pretty good.
Okay.
Not going to lie. So that's looking pretty good. So I think they've got a decent amount of rain up here.
Okay.
The deer up here look great for being July. So far I've seen about 4, and I think we did a good job. I haven't seen no youngs yet, but it usually takes a few days before those start to show up if mom brings them in.
Okay. What about bear? Seen any bear or any signs of wolves yet?
So I haven't seen any bears. It was pretty quiet last night. Tonight I'll probably stick my head out and see if we hear anything singing away, and I'll give you back a report, because I know they're here. Mm-hmm. We all know that. So, but it's right now it's pretty quiet, so which is fine. You know what? The heat might have them down a little bit, so we'll go with that.
You sent me a few photos here. The first one I got is you're on the mower running up the road here, so everything looks really nice and green.
Okay, so I'm heading out. I'm going to go do some throwing and mowing. That's right, folks. I took Denise was behind me carrying the stuff, and I was taking the riding lawnmower up that way to get my one food plot throw and mow. And when we got there, we were just sitting there, and I was showing her the fields, and lo and behold, a doe came walking in, and we literally sat there. And it walked from our right in front of us, to my left. And it just watched me, and it walked right by. And I'm like, all right. So from that point on, I just started to mow away. And
didn't bother her at all.
She was like thanking me as I was mowing. Literally, I had two more come into the field.
Okay.
There was two more that come into the field, and they were staring at me like, what are you doing? But then they're like, hey, he's getting us some fresh cut green.
So what is planted in this field?
So in this field, I'm using a mixture of, last year I had rye and clover, and this year I went with a mixture from I go over to the Washington grain elevator, and they have a kind of like a throw and grow mix that's got clover, it's got brassicas in it, and I didn't have any of the other stuff. So basically, I just seeded it, and then I brought the mower in, and I just cut it and laid it on. Thank you to Wayne Sitton for giving the credit of this being able to do it today. It's awesome.
Okay. So everything you're cutting is going right back down into the soil. So you got nutrients going back in, helps hold water, and feeds the plants that are there.
Exactly, and that's the whole point of this thing is when you say throw and mow, you throw your seed first, and then when you mow it, you're actually taking the cuttings of the grass. You're not mulching them. I let it fly basically,
okay,
and just lay it right on top of that seeding, so it gives it that contact to the soil,
mm-hmm.
and it lays it on top of that and gives it that moisture. We're supposed to get.
There you are.
Right.
Okay, you're back.
Okay. So. Like I said, you just got to give it out there and just do it. And I got 2 fields planted today. I was on the last part of the one field. I threw it. I was mowing it, and then I bent the blade.
What did you hit?
I think I hit a rock. I was like, what did I hit? But I think I hit a rock, bent the blade, so I got it. Luckily, I was done. So
what are you like? Okay, so you're throwing your seed down. Are you hand throwing? Are you using a hand spreader? Are you using
I'm using a hand spreader.
Okay,
I'm using a hand spreader, just walking along at a constant rate, spreading it out evenly as best I can.
Okay,
and then from there, you just cut it and throw it.
Now, after that, how thick or how deep are you cutting? I mean, or how tall are you leaving the grass there or the crop there?
So I'm not cutting it right down to the ground. I'm leaving a couple inches to give it the seed to get underneath there, to get that soil contact, and then hopefully when I cut the grass, it was pretty tall. So when I did it today, it was laying a good mixture right on top of it. So hopefully that holds the moisture down on the seed. And if we get some rain, we'll have some good seed, start the seed.
And how long have you been working on this food plot?
So the 2 food plots that I did today, I've been working on since the year after we had it. When the forester came in and gave us a plan, he left these food plot areas. The one was for sure was the yarding area. And so I said, hey, just leave it. This is awesome.
Okay.
And the other one is a natural one we have on one of the 40s that we have. It comes to a T, and it's just a natural area that the deer funnel through. So.
Okay, I got a couple questions here. First one is from Nancy. She wants to know, did you make Denise walk and carry stuff all the way out there to that food plot? Because you were on the tractor.
She was driving the side-by-side.
Okay, so you threw everything in the back. So
Yep, and she took it out there for me.
Okay, so you let her do the driving on that. You didn't make her walk out. That's good.
Nope. And I said, I filled it up back, and I said, hey, can you drive this out there? And she said, certainly. And I drove the tractor. She drove the side-by-side, got everything out there, and I went to work. It took me about an hour.
Okay. And the next question is from Tammy, our UNJ team member here. She wants to know who the old guy was with the suspenders on the tractor.
That's me. I'm not going to lie. I love my suspenders. When I have work clothes on, There is nothing better than suspenders, and those are brand new red suspenders. I might not be a fireman, but I tell you what, I enjoy them.
All right. Jennifer Drake's watching. I want to give a shout out to Jennifer, Drake's Guiding Service. If you happen to draw a bear or elk tag here in Michigan, which we found out yesterday here in Michigan, I think the results were opened up or this week sometime. Get with Jennifer at Drake's Guiding Service. Get a hold of us and we'll get you in touch with her. She is an excellent guide up there. Comes highly, highly, highly recommended. So make sure that you reach out to us if you're looking for somebody. Matter of fact, Mr. Ginsel used her and was very successful on a nice bull elk. I believe that was last year, wasn't it, Danny?
I do believe it was last year, and I get another point, so I got a goose egg for being drawn this year, and I was hoping.
Yeah, I just put in for bear points. I've still got to wait 7 more years before I can put back in for an elk tag.
Right, you got your elk tag. I was hoping to draw a bull. I had 16 points.
Okay,
so
there you go.
I'm like, come on, but nope. But another shout out to Jennifer Drake, who is expecting. Her horse is expecting, and I haven't heard any updates.
We're still waiting. We're still waiting to hear when she has her. I believe it's a colt. I believe it's a male.
It's a colt.
Okay. Yeah, she's waiting anxiously because she's afraid that actually during the 4th she was afraid the fireworks were going to scare the horse and that would cause some problems. But no, horse and baby are still awaiting the arrival.
Awesome. I tell you what, we'll let you know when she has her colt.
There you go. Adam Wynn wants to know. Well, actually, let's go back one. Terry, your brother wants to know how thick is the bush by the food plot, and what bush are we talking about?
Okay, so by the food plot, it's not as thick, but if you go off into the woods, it's thick. The ferns are. It's totally July, so literally the ferns are probably just about chest high on me.
Okay, well that's not very high.
Shut up.
I tell you,
really?
Looking at these bushes here, I got a picture up of where you've mowed. They look like they're big and thick. I mean,
I tell you what.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
Adam Wynn wants to really, go ahead.
It is around the food plots, literally, and off the roads. Literally, if the deer jumps into it, they're gone right now.
Well, to me, that's what it looks like. The way it's set up, and it's set up very nicely. You've got nice thick vegetation next to it, so the deer can actually take 2 steps and be into thick cover and be gone with no trouble.
You know, unless they're like where Gabby hunts, and you know where that is.
Mm-hmm.
It was still, the ferns were still knee high, hip high, going back to there. So it's really thick. It's pretty thick throughout. There's some spots where it's not as thick, where it's pretty shady.
Okay.
But I really like what my forester did and how thick it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it just gives that regen a whole. I give him kudos to Van Oss and his plan that he has for our property.
You know, I looked at when I was up there last fall and looked at it. To me, it looked like they did a remarkable job. It looks like you're well on your way to really making some huge improvements there for habitat and for the deer as well.
Absolutely, and I'm not planning to cut. I think for another 8 more years.
Where's that? Okay, Adam Wynn wants to know: do you have trail cameras up there? I already know the answer to that, but go ahead.
Okay, so. Trail cams. I did not have any out until today. I just put them out starting today. I've got 2 cell cameras out. I've got 3 regular cameras, and they're out officially now. Because typically, what I see from May to July here in the UP,
mm-hmm.
in May they look like skin and bone, and then from there they go into feed mode and they just start putting it on. The deer I'm seeing today looks good, but I now have my cameras out. I've got 2 cell cameras on the plan, so I already started receiving photos. And don't worry, they're photos of me and Denise setting them.
Now, everything looks good and green up there, talking about, cutting the vegetation there in the food plot, letting it lay, helped hold water. The deer are fattening up, getting their food sources and everything. It looks like you've got some good amount of rain up there. I know down here, creeks and rivers are starting to drop. What about the creek run through your property? You still got holding good water in that? Is it up? Is it down? Or right where it needs to be?
Okay. Water-wise, I think we're not doing too bad. The grass around the cabin was pretty tall. It wasn't overly tall. The creek is doing really good. It's not low, but it's not high. So it's just about that perfect for July. I know they've had some rains, like I said earlier. The potato fields actually look really good. So I'm thinking we had a decent amount of rain, but not washed out.
Okay. Good deal. Well, I tell you, we're bumping up here. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's take our second break, and we come back. We'll jump back into it, and then we'll get into where I was at over the holiday weekend and what was going on. So we're going to take a quick step outside, take our second break, and we'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has always dominated the speed category. Now, the most revolutionary cam system ever to hit the market has perfected the shooting experience. Introducing PSE's Evolve Cam System, featuring extremely high let-off capabilities and the smoothest draw cycle in history. No other cam system has ever delivered this level of total comfort and total control. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
All right, third segment of the show. Danny, got to hand it to you. The little satellite device you got going there is doing pretty good. It's locked up a few times, but it's popped right back in. That's pretty slick.
I tell you what, it's doing if you can see that, you can use the little app that it has on your phone and
hold that back up there again. I'll put you up full screen. Hold that back up so everybody can see it.
Hold on. So there it goes. See that? It tells you what speed you're currently at, and you can see that live. So right now I'm doing 76, whatever Mbps might be.
Megabytes per second.
Thank you. So last night I was at 100. I'm doing 75 right now. So I'm online and talking to you folks, and I'm having a great time.
And you can see the stream. You can see me just fine. The stream's fine coming back your way too, right?
Exactly. And you know what? We've had a couple little breaks, but we just wait them out, and it tells me that I'm going to have a little latency, but then it pops right back. It's all good.
You got it like that. That's nice. Real nice. Real nice, Clark. Real nice.
Right, Clark.
If anybody gets that reference there. So, okay. So, you're up north. You're enjoying yourself. You've had a good time. You got your work done. Is it playtime now or what?
I'm pretty close to calling it all playtime. I got to do some more. I just got to do some more recon in a couple areas. See how some food plots that were planted in May are doing by my cousin. I'm going to go check those out tomorrow. Make sure everything's good and green there. I'm pretty confident they're probably pretty good. And then it'll be playtime. We're going to go visit probably the Horseshoe Falls and Split Rock.
Horseshoe Falls, where's that at?
That is just south of Crystal Falls. So is Split Rock. It's on the way to Wisconsin, just before you get to Wisconsin. And then we're going to go enjoy that tomorrow and go visit Wisconsin tomorrow a little bit. Florence, Wisconsin, maybe have dinner over there and enjoy the wonderful weather we got going on.
Now, there in Crystal Falls, you got a river that flows through there that's pretty good size. What river is that?
That's the Paint River.
The Paint River,
You see
that's
it
right.
twice.
That's
yep,
right.
You see the paint when you're coming into town, and then when you head up towards my place, north of town, you'll see it again. But that is a great kayak. I mean, I've seen people kayak that, boat that, and literally you don't have to do much except steer.
Yeah, I would love to get up there and put the kayaks on that. So, and as Tammy said earlier, every time I say kayak, you got to take a shot. So there you go.
Exactly.
Adam Wynn wants to know if you're going to stop and see Pat over there at Mag's Rods, Custom Rods.
If I can, I'm going to try to stop on my way Friday when we're heading home. It'll be my best time. We were running a little late because getting out of Hillman, it actually was longer than it took to get over to the bridge from there. And thank gosh, they stopped the construction over there, so there wasn't any delays. But there was a delay coming into the UP. It was packed.
Okay. And while we're on the subject of Mag's Custom Rods, it made me think about Adam Wynn, who is our newest staff member here, is now him and Tammy are working over on the Up North Journal Fishing Facebook page. We've kind of set the fishing to the side on their own separate page so that they can showcase what they've got going on. We're going to try to get Adam on here and talk about his trip, because while we're talking about it, I got to show. I want to sneak peek one of his pictures here. Actually, we'll sneak peek a couple of them. But he was out crappie fishing on, I want to say this was Manistee Lake. And
He was hitting them hard. He was catching them he was catching them right off the dock.
He was. It was incredible. Matter of fact, there's a video here. I'll throw that up real quick. And he was going to show everybody what lure he was using, and within 30 seconds, he put it in and had one up on the dock there, another nice one. So
literally, that was live on video.
It was incredible. So he's doing a nice job for us over there. Big shout out to him. And he's getting out doing a lot of fishing. He's using his kayak. There's another kayak reference.
And I tell you what.
There you go.
Adam Wynn and I have talked, and hopefully within the next couple weeks, we're going to get out on our kayaks and do some fishing from some around the little lakes after work.
Well, I got my little ones here at the house, so if that's the case, then let's all try to hit it one evening.
I think we're going to be heading over to Seven Lakes.
Okay, all right, sounds good. So as you see Adam there here, he's working it. Oh, right there, bang! There's another crappie. So he was having fun this weekend, but I got to show this picture here. He went out on the big water and he managed to get a nice king salmon. So big shout out to him. So go over to our Up North Journal fishing Facebook page and check that out. Give them a like and follow and share it as well if you would.
And you know anybody that's into fishing and whatnot, have them come over and join the UNJ fishing page, because we want to really get that going, because with Adam Wynn and Tammy, we're going to be fishing 12 months out of the year. If isn't it the nice, soft, warm water of July, it's going to be the hard water, cold of January, February.
Yeah, we've already got some plans of some stuff to do, so we're really looking forward to that as well. So I was thinking about, as well over on that page, Mag's Custom Rods. Adam posted over there, they've got a couple things going on. So he's got some things posted. I think they're running a contest that's got some lures and things of that nature. So make sure you go over there and check that out. And he's getting ready to release, he said when we interviewed him, something big. So we're waiting anxiously to see that. So that'll be live over on that page as soon as he announces what it is. So
it's pretty big. He wouldn't even tell us, but it's pretty big, and he hopes to July, August time frame. He'll give us a heads up, and hope we can announce it.
All right, Danny's slowed down again. His internet connection is slowing down. So come on, Danny, come back to us. Well, hopefully
there you are.
There he is. Okay, it took a little longer this time. But anyway, so there we go. Yeah, get over to that page, check it out. So another quick shout out here. Terry, your brother said when he was in San Diego, someone asked him about his Total Archery Challenge shirt. And so he got to promote the archery fun that he had at TAC. So, and that's something, when we talked about TAC last week, he was in San Diego. We didn't have the opportunity to get him on the show and get his take on it. So, maybe we can twist his arm one night and get him on for a couple segments and talk about it.
It would be great to have him on, get his first-time experience, and hopefully, talking with Adam Wynn next year, we have him going with us at TAC.
Well, and he said it sounds like he might start bow hunting this year as well. So we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. It's gonna be a fun fall for sure.
It is gonna be a fun fall, from Indiana to the UP of Michigan, folks. That's right. We're gonna be all over the place, but we're gonna be having a good time.
Absolutely. So, well, let's shift gears just a little bit.
Let's do it.
I'll kind of run down what my activities were for the week. And first, right off the bat, is going to tell you exactly where I was. I was working.
Yes, you were. Bay City.
Yeah, big trucks out there. We did the firework festival there again this year, and I was up there Friday and Saturday all day and all night, both days. So I got to spend.
How was the people? Was it packed as usual, or were they COVID scared, or what was going on there?
No, I think the crowds were still down a little bit, maybe because of COVID. I don't know. Last year, I want to say it was down a little bit, maybe from last year even. I don't know. This has been going on for over 20 years now, I do believe. And I think maybe the fanfare of it is maybe just waning a little. And I do know this year they shortened the show a little bit because of the price of the fireworks. They weren't able to, they cost them more and they got less. So they cut the show by 10 minutes.
Well, I've heard that up at the Hillman fireworks, or actually Alpena fireworks, it was the same deal.
Okay.
It went down. It was only about 20 minutes long, and people kind of weren't happy with the length of it.
Yeah, I don't know that. I figure everybody's doing that. I went to the ones here in Clio on the 4th that evening. I got out of work and come home. And my daughter and I, we went up there, my youngest, and they were 30 minutes. They were as long as the one in Bay City, but they were shooting them one at a time.
Oh, okay.
And then
Gotcha.
the grand finale was like 30 seconds, if that. I mean, but it was a small town. I understand that. So, but at least they had them. So,
Hey, at least you got them, right? At least nobody's sitting at home wishing they had fireworks.
Yep, exactly. So, so from there, which would have been, I believe, Sunday morning. Yeah, because fireworks were on Saturday for us. Sunday morning, we were supposed to go kayaking. Our plans got changed a little bit. So Nancy and I decided to take the top off the Jeep and go on a road trip. So
you headed north.
Yes, we did. So we're cruising. You can see there, we're cruising up north in the Jeep. I got to tell a little bit of a story on her. So, and she's probably going to hate me for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So she had seen this shirt online that she wanted from the Asabo River, what she thought Outfitters. Okay, she saw it online. She was following the Asabo River Outfitters, but in actuality, it was from the Asabo River store. So she wanted to go take a look at these shirts because, we like to get things from the areas we go, whether it's camping or kayaking. We'll buy a puzzle or a souvenir or sticker or something like that, just, as a memento to have. So she wanted to go up there and check it out. Road trip. Okay, cool. And we'll go hit the beach afterwards. And she GPS's it, and away we go. And we're traveling up the road, and it says, well, you need to get off at M33. And I thought, well, okay, that makes sense because the bridge at US 23 there, exit 188 going north on 75 is out. They've got that whole 3-mile stretch of that freeway torn completely out. Okay, so they're going to go up, and we're going to hang a right. We keep driving, and we keep driving, and we keep driving. And we get up to Mayo, and it says, turn left here, and the store's right there on the corner. I'm like, this is not Oscoda. And she goes, well, it's right here. And that's what the store is, the Asabo River Outfitters. So we go in and we're talking to people and we're looking, and I got a couple little things. And she says, I can't find the shirt. It's not in here. I said, well, pull it up online real quick and go to somebody in the store and say, I'm looking for this shirt, and hold it up to them. And she pulls it up, and then she went, oh, she says it's the Asabo River store, which is in Oscoda.
Oh, man.
So we had a nice trip, though. I mean, she was like, man, I'm sorry we drove. It's only like 45 minutes out of the way. No, not a big deal. Right. So we took River Road, went into Oscoda, found the place, and, we got a couple shirts and then headed to the beach. But I said, no harm, no foul. It was a nice drive. It was a nice day. And,
it was a beautiful day for a drive, right?
The
was. Weather was gorgeous.
I mean, had the top of the Jeep off, and, you're recharging your solar panel, So it all worked out. But we got over to the lake, and the beach, what I figured would be packed, basically, we had plenty of room spread out, put it that way. There was not a lot of people there.
Really?
Yeah, I was really surprised.
That's surprising.
It was a little cool, but as you can see in the photo, I mean, just beautiful blue skies, few puffy clouds, and there's kids in the water playing, having a good old time.
I tell you what, it was probably pretty relaxing.
I kicked back on the beach. I'm not going to show the picture of me kicked back, but you can see it on the Facebook page. I just
go look at it, folks.
I laid back and just became a vegetable there for a little while.
Exactly. That's a good way to get the batteries recharged.
Yeah.
I know you've been cranking it at work, and we've been cranking it at work, but it's that time we get to get away and just recharge a little bit. And like you said, taking the top off the Jeep to recharge.
Yeah, getting the wind blowing in your hair and your face or whatever, and just tooling down the road, looking at nature and having a good time. And you can see the pier there at Oscoda there on the beach. That's out in Lake Huron. And we went out to the end of the pier there and, got a couple of photographs. And,
was anybody fishing?
No, but there was jet skis, like, ripping up the water pretty good.
Oh, okay. Adam Wynn, question for you. Have you ever fished over there? Oscoda in that area, either soft water or hard water?
Okay, hopefully he's still on here. We'll wait and see if it pops back up. But yeah, as far as just a drive up in the area, going through the woods, down a 2-lane road, it's all good just getting out in nature, At one point, we made a little turn onto a dirt road, and she's like, oh, you don't want to take the new Jeep down a dirt road? I said, I don't care. I'll go slow. And, we just took our time. So, got to see nature. And
that's what the Jeep's for, right? Get dirty?
Yep, exactly. So, no, it was a good weekend. I didn't do, we were supposed to get on the river, but it just didn't happen. And, we'll hit it hard again on our next trip. So, we've already started making plans we've got 3 or 4 different possibilities of rivers or lakes that we can hit. So, we'll see what happens.
Good deal. I know we got some plans in the works to do some fishing. We got some interviewees coming up. It's a busy, normally it's the UNJ downtime, but now that we've kind of added the fishing side, we're not slowing down at all.
Yeah. Okay, we are bumping up on our last break, so let's take our last break. We'll come back and we'll kind of wrap things up and we'll let everybody go here. So we're going to step outside, take our last break, and we'll be right back after this.
Acceleration is part of PSE's DNA. PSE pioneered the speed movement. Now they've developed the vapor category to help you find the most powerful bows on the market to fit you.
High speed equates to intense power and building the momentum you need to be successful. Are you a vapor shooter? Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back. Last segment of the show. Just got an answer from Adam Wind. He said that Saginaw Bay is where he's been at on the east side over there. So,
Gotcha. All right.
But the lovely Miss Tammy Delk, as always, wants us to ask questions of our guests in the last segment. And since we already know the answers from you, your better half is standing there off camera slightly, and she wants us to ask those same questions to her.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So which one do we want to go with first?
Well, I think what we need to know is, like, on the way up to Akiak Falls and the way to the UP, as you're driving, I know you being the gentleman that you are, you let her tune the radio to listen to what she wanted to listen to. What would she listen to? Uh-oh. Don't tell me we lost you guys in the last segment of the show. Come on, Danny. Come back to Earth. Oh, no. There we go.
You there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, so to answer the question, what were we listening to on the radio?
What would she listen to? Not you.
No, we were both listening to it because she was co-piloting and
Okay.
I was piloting. It was the 400 countdown on Classic Rewind.
Okay.
So we listened to we listened to a lot of them.
Okay.
And can you believe what the number one song was?
I have no idea.
It was Pink Floyd. Comfortably Numb.
There you go. Great band.
No, not the number one.
Not the number one song, but a great band, by the way.
Right.
And what's great about that is my kids now are appreciating the music from the 70s, 80s. They love our music, and it warms my heart. So,
right. And in the truck, she was snacking on. What were you? Oh, she had peanut M&Ms, and I was having Good and Plenty's.
Okay, I knew yours would be Good and Plenty's. There's no doubt there.
Right. So she had some peanut M&Ms.
Well, while you guys were going up and listening to these 400 songs, was there any carpool karaoke going on?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, all right. Hopefully more so her and not you. I've heard you.
Oh no, I was in full bloom.
Oh, good Lord. We're going to spare our listeners and viewers of that, please. Okay, so now that we get up to camp and Mike comes up to camp. Matter of fact, he's going to show up for dinner tonight. What is she going to cook for Mike and sit around the campfire and eat?
Like your mate. Well, you want to sit here? You don't want to sit here? I'm trying to get her on camera.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Right? Come on, just sit here and answer the last few questions. Hold on.
All right, so we're gonna have special guests here.
Okay.
Scoot back a little bit.
Oh.
Hi, Denise.
Hi.
We got you on. I knew I'd get you on before the end of the night. So Mike's going to come up to camp. He's going to show up and he's going to say, you know what, I'm really hungry. I'm famished. And Denise says, you know what, let me fix you this. What would that dinner be if you had your choice?
So right now we're having ribeye steaks on the grill.
Okay.
Herb potatoes, cut green beans, and garlic bread.
Man, okay, I'll be right there.
Come on, there's plenty.
Okay, so we get done with dinner, okay, and we're sitting around the campfire. We may be drinking a few barley pops. There may be something sitting up on the rail just because Terry's listening. And, as we're sitting there and we're telling these stories about the outdoors, hunting, fishing, or camping, or what have you, and you go, I got to tell you this story about this time when. What would your story be that you'd want to share with us and tell us?
You know what? Actually, I just shared this with Danny today. When I was pretty young, I went fishing with a friend of mine, and I was the city girl.
Okay.
And never did the fishing and all that stuff. And her and her brother always did with their dad. And they were gutting the fish, and I was just totally getting into it, totally gutting it. Like, it didn't bother me whatsoever.
Okay.
And they were making fun of the brother because he was getting pretty grossed out by the fish guts. And they're like, you're letting this city girl show you up.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
So,
you got to get in there and get your hands dirty and not let it gross you out. So that's awesome. So now when we catch fish, we know that you're going to be able to clean them for us, right?
Absolutely.
There you
just
go.
show me what to do.
Well, maybe you can show Nancy because she says she will not touch a fish.
Oh.
She'll catch them,
No,
but she won't touch them. So, well, all right. I appreciate you sharing stories with us. That's good stuff. And do me one favor. Just keep that little guy in check this week, please. Let him come back safe.
Oh, of course. Of course.
He gets a little dangerous at times. I know him, so.
Right.
All right. Well, you have a good evening and enjoy your dinners tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
All righty. So, Miss Tammy Delk, there's all those questions. We had to let her go before that we can get any embarrassing stories about Dan from her. But Terry said she looks taller, and I imagine he meant taller than you.
I got nothing on that.
You got nothing? Okay. Just checking.
I got nothing.
Just checking. So.
Right?
All right. So Adam Wynn says you have to check. Those salmon are real stinky, so we'll maybe have to try see if she can help gut salmon too. So.
Right. Exactly. I tell you, there's one thing that we're having fun up here doing is just having a good time, enjoying ourselves, and you appreciate the outdoors and everything that happens up here.
Yeah,
just get outside and enjoy it.
For those people, I mean, like she said, when she first went fishing, she was a city girl and, really kind of stood back and watched. There's a lot of people like that. They just don't get it or they don't understand it. Or maybe they're afraid to try something new. You know what? You just give it a shot. You never know what you might fall in love with, whether it be archery or target shooting or just hiking in the woods, camping. I mean, whatever it is. So, it's for everybody. And we want to encourage people to do that.
With that being said, Denise has been on the show now, so I think Nancy can come on and talk about kayaking.
Well, we've had that discussion many times. It might not be a live show, but we might record something. We have actually talked about that and possibly thinking about doing something for kayaking and camping. We'll have to wait and see. It wouldn't be an Up North Journal podcast. It would be more of our own thing.
No, we talked about that.
There's a possibility that in the future that might happen. So that's just I'm just throwing that line out there to see what happens. So we'll see. Right. So no, man, it looks like you had a good time up there. It looks like everything's going well on the property, which is really important for your deer season up there because I know those winters are harsh. Got to get those deer fed. So good deal. You going to do any fishing while you're up there?
If I can, I'm going to go throw a line in the water down at the creek here and see if we can put a little brookie on the line, see what I can get.
You're not going to head to the reservoir?
Maybe we'll drive over there. I don't know if I'm going to do any fishing.
Okay. Well, if you get a chance, stop by Mags and talk with Pat. Shoot some pictures and some stuff he's got there and maybe a little video that we can share with some people.
Yep, I'll do that. And also, I will be heading out Sunday with Reel to Reel 2.0 again.
Okay.
This time it's going to be an all-family event. So we're going to go out and try to smack the last of the walleyes.
Is that going to be this coming Sunday?
Yep.
Okay, so you can let us know next week how you did.
Absolutely. I got to get back Friday, Saturday, and then get ready to head out Sunday morning.
Okay. Well, just be careful heading back south. It'll be the rat race coming home as usual on 75. So
always is.
Other than that, this weekend for me, Saturday, we're taking a big step. Nancy and I are going down to Ohio, and we're going to take a kayak safety class on how to self-rescue. It's going to be down by Toledo. I'm not sure what lake it is there. We're not going to be in Lake Erie or anything, I don't think. But it's going to be where we get in the water with our kayaks and learn how to re-enter the boat. As much as we've been on the water, we've been very fortunate. Never been rolled over in a kayak. Canoe, yes. Kayak, no. So with that being said, to do the big water and these bigger water adventures, we want to make sure that we're safe. And that's the key thing is no matter what you're doing, take the right precautions and learn the safety of whatever activity you're doing so you don't get in trouble. That's
a safety first, right? That's whether we're kayaking, whether we're fishing, whether we're hunting, whether we're doing our normal jobs or we're doing just work around the house or around it's safety all the way.
Absolutely. So, we encourage that for everybody that's out there, whether you're putting food plots in, you're using farm implements, know how to use them, last thing we want to hear is a story about somebody getting hurt. So, and it happens. It does. It can happen to the best of us if you're not prepared. We've seen what happened this week up in Chicago, unfortunately, and it brought up a topic of discussion of being prepared. How do you prepare to go watch fireworks in a parade? My gosh. I mean, seriously, really? But honestly, in today's world, you gotta be prepared, and that means just keeping your head on a swivel, looking for a way out. Whether you're driving down the road, in heavy traffic. Where's my out at? If something were to happen, do I have enough room to stop? Can I get out of here? Can I go down the shoulder or whatever to avoid an accident? But even in crowds, you got to look for a way out. You've got, just keep your head on a swivel and be safe. So
absolutely, always think about that way out.
Yeah. So that's about all I got this week.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you got something lined up here for next week with us?
Next week we don't have anything lined up, so we'll probably talk about my fishing trip on Sunday and your kayaking experience on Saturday. And then the week after, which I think is the 20th, we're going to have from Antler King Robbie on again with Mark Coleman.
Okay, all right. Adam Wynn, here we got a couple questions before we go. Adam Wynn said, ask him about ice season. Talking about ice fishing with
gotcha.
Rock and Reel too. Tammy said, tell Captain Scott that they all said hello. And yes, Tammy, we're leaving Buster at home for the self-rescue. Don't want to have to worry about him paddling around with his life jacket on as well. And Mr. Ginsel says, I tell you what, a great show. So there you go. Agree. All right. That's about all I got. So we're going to ride off into the sunset here, and we'll be back again next Wednesday night. So everybody that's listening to the podcast, make sure you go over to iTunes, give us a review over there. It helps us and helps people that help us as well. And make sure you give us a like, follow, and share. And same for those of y'all that are watching right now. Give us a like, follow, share, follow our social media. Check out our new page over there, Up North Journal Fishing on Facebook. And one last thing, and we're going to go. We had Tracy Martin on, about 2 months ago, I'm thinking. And
Good luck to her.
She is up in, I can't remember. She's up in the Arctic Sea. Way up to the tip top of Alaska. And she is getting ready to go with Frida Hoffmeyer about 800 miles into the Northwest Territory in kayaks in the Arctic Sea. So follow her adventures on Around the Point. That's on Facebook. There's a lot of pictures being posted there right now, things that are going on and what they're doing to get ready to get prepared. So follow them as well. And hopefully when she gets back, we'll have her on the show and talk about it. All right, y'all take care. We'll be back again next Wednesday, same time, 7:30. Y'all take care.
This episode was brought to you by
PSC Archery,
Deer Camp Coffee,
Buck Baits,
JPO Game Calls,
The Island Armory,
Hacker Max,
Sunrise Archery,
and C3 Better the Hunt Technology.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.